Good afternoon. My name is Ryan. Thank you for joining us. I'm so glad you're here. Today we're going to talk about Bitcoin 2. But before we get started, quick disclaimer. I am not a financial advisor. Do not take financial and/or investment advice from me or anyone else on the internet. It's a bad idea, okay? But I'm not here to offer you any investment advice anyway. So if you're looking for a video talking about whether or not you should invest your life savings into Bitcoin 2, that's not this video. We're just kind of talking about it, and we're also talking about mining it. That's where we're at. So Bitcoin 2, okay? There's a lot of talk about this, a lot of chatter on the message boards, so to speak, and a lot of people saying it's going to be the next new hot, great thing. It's going to be the new Bitcoin, as they say. I don't know if I believe it. You know, starting with the name. I don't like the name. Sounds like a sequel. When's the last time you've ever seen a sequel that's as good as the original? Happens occasionally, but it's very rare. It's very rare. And I don't know. You know, whenever people say that something is too good to be true, or they say it's going to be the next Bitcoin, immediately my first inclination is to be skeptical. I don't believe it. And that's kind of how I feel about this. I could be totally wrong. You just never know. I mean, you never know. But there are a few things beyond the talk about this stuff that have kind of caught my attention lately. Now, every 5 minutes there's a new token or a new coin that's dropped, and there's always a million people trying to pump that particular token or coin or whatever it is because they want to see the value go up, and then they want to take their, pile of coins they bought for almost nothing, wait for that price to pump, and then they will pull the rug and steal money from all the people who invested after them. Happens every day, all the time. It's probably happening right now as I'm recording this video. And Bitcoin 2 could be some of the same. But there are a few things that really interest me about this and why I'm even making a video about it in the first place. And those are these things. Number one, the price. So, wasn't long ago, this stuff was worth 50 cents, 70 cents. Today, we're looking at almost $2. So it's quadrupled in value over a very short span of time. How high will it go? Nobody knows. The second thing is the network difficulty. So back in August, we're looking at a network difficulty of 307M. And then in September, 10.1 G. And then today, we're at 38.02 G. So it's going way up. And what that indicates is that a lot of people are starting to point their mining power, they're pointing their miners towards trying to solve one of these Bitcoin 2 blocks. So here's where I stand with it all. Am I personally going to take any of my actual money and go out and buy Bitcoin 2? No, I'm not. And if you're watching this video a week from now and the price is way up, or I don't know, like 2 years from now, and this stuff is worth $1 million, you can laugh at me because I was wrong. I'm not convinced enough to take my own money and buy any Bitcoin 2 with it. However, I am willing to point my miner towards it, mine it for a couple of weeks, and try to mine a block. Now, right now, I'm using my Avalon Q to mine for Bitcoin Cash, and my odds of finding a block worth about $2,000 are about 1 in 350 per day. Now, if I switch to mining Bitcoin 2, my odds are somewhere like 1 in 18 per day or 1 in 20 per day, something like that. So that's really not that bad. So mathematically, it should be something like 20 days. If I mine for 20 days, mathematically, I should get at least one block. No luck involved. That's just the way it should break down. So we'll see. So $100, not terribly bad. So my goal is to try to mine a block or two, leave it in my wallet, and just hold on to it and see what happens. That way I've got a dog in the hunt, so to speak, or a dog in the race. I've got a reason to now watch the price, see what happens, a little excitement when it starts to go up. And so that is my plan. So while I'm not willing to invest any of my own money, I am willing to invest, well, I guess a little bit of money because I'm going to have to pay for the electricity for the miner. So let's say I'm going to invest, I don't know, 15, 20 bucks in electricity. That's okay. I'm good with that. And we'll put it away for a rainy day or a day when, the price goes way up, and then we'll sell it. So that is my goal. I am going to point the Avalon Q, do a little solo mining, and go from there. Now, if you are working with something like a BitAxe or a NerdQX++, and you're mining for Bitcoin, your odds per day with a NerdQX++ are like 1 in a million. With the BitAxe, it's more like 1 in 5 million. if you're mining for Bitcoin 2, your odds are something like, I don't know, 250 a day, maybe, something like that. So that's not terrible. You know, if you're playing the lottery, Powerball, which is a very, big lottery here in the United States, it's like 1 in 292 million. I mean, that's like outrageous chances. It's very, very, very unlikely that you're going to hit that. But 1 in 250 is not a bad shot as far as trying to win a prize. 250 people enter. Maybe you win, maybe you don't. But it actually, creates a situation where maybe you can solve a block with your little bit axe that doesn't take 1,000 years or just a tremendous amount of luck to achieve. And of course, there are always other coins that you can mine anyway, Digibyte or eCash, but none of those are exciting enough for me to get involved with. Bitcoin 2 I like because, again, it's on the SHA 256 situation, so, we can mine it with our stuff. And we can give it a shot, and if it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. But no harm, no foul either way. And so that is what's going on with Bitcoin 2. Now, as far as Bitcoin 2 stands, just overall, I mean, people are excited about this. Personally, I don't get it. And one of the things that I really find off-putting, so check this out. If you go to the bitcoin2.org, which is the official site, you'll notice that there's this huge banner that says, "What if you had a second chance?" Automatically, it just sounds scammy to me. It just sounds like something that somebody's trying to bullshit me with, and I'm not buying it. Will I mine it? Sure, I'll give it a try. But am I gonna go cash out my 401k? Am I gonna take a second mortgage out of my house? Am I gonna just tap into my life savings and buy a bunch of Bitcoin 2 today? No, I'm not. And again, I could be wrong. Maybe I'll eat my words here in a year when it's all worth $1 million a coin or something. I wish I would have done all of those things and didn't, but I'm comfortable with just trying to mine it for now, and that's the way it goes. So, to mine this, there are a few little obstacles in the way, but they're fairly easy to overcome. So, number one, the first step is you have to set up a wallet. And you'll notice on Coinbase, on Binance, not that I use or recommend using an exchange wallet, but it's not available. Same thing with hardware wallets like your Trezor or your Ledger. I don't believe that either support Bitcoin 2 yet. Now, by the time you watch this video, that all may change, and you may be able to use it as a wallet, but as far as right now, I do not believe that that is the case. And so you have to make a wallet. The way you do that is by doing this. You download Bitcoin Core or Bitcoin 2 Core. It's very important that it's Bitcoin 2. Bitcoin 1 won't work. So you download Bitcoin 2 Core. I'm going to put a link to the GitHub repository down in the description. You click on that, you download the zip. When you extract the zip, it's going to create a DMG file, which you click on, and you just go through the installation steps. Very simple. Once you've installed it, creating a wallet is also very simple. In fact, it actually makes you, it's like the first thing that you do once you have it all installed. Just follow the steps. It takes about, 90 seconds maybe, and you have a wallet, you are good to go. You make sure and that you save your passphrase. You make sure you save your wallet address, and now that you have those two things, you're ready to move on to step 2, and that is finding a pool. So miningpoolstats.stream, that's what I like to use for finding mining pools. I like it. There are other options out there, but this one's my favorite. I think it's the most comprehensive and robust. And basically, we're going to look for Bitcoin 2 here. And once we're there, we're just going to pick a nice solo pool to choose from. And there are lots of options here. Some of these I recognize, a lot of them I don't. Jelly FC, number 5 here. I don't know what that is. There's a whole bunch of them I don't recognize. But I do recognize, for instance, Solo Hash. That's pretty popular over in the UK. Nerd Pool, another Solo Hash here. Now Zpool. And then miningdutch.nl, which is actually the one that I selected. So if you go over to the right here, you see they do offer solo mining. That's really important. So right here where it says pool fee, let me see if I can select that there. I don't think you can see it. Where I'm highlighting, this column right here, you see this? I don't know. Right in the middle, there are some red letters that say solo. Those are all the pools that offer solo mining. Some do and some don't. So you want to make sure you pick one that offers solo mining. And really, there are a couple of things that you want to make sure of whenever you're selecting a pool. Number one is that it's fairly reputable. You want to make sure that the pool is fairly established. Otherwise, you're going to have something that could go down. You want something that's up and running a lot. And you also want to make sure that you get a good connection. So you want your ping rate to be low. You don't want to have some poor connection to the pool in the event that you find a block. And somebody else does too, but you're very slow to connect and they beat you to it. You don't want to have that happen. So you may have to play around with a few to find one that's a good connection for your area. But make sure to find one, like if you're in Europe, find a Euro pool. If you are in the United States, make sure that they have a connection here in the United States, and you're good to go. So we got our wallet. We have gone to pick out a pool. I have picked out my particular pool of choice here. I don't know where it went. Let's see. Oh, miningdutch.nl, and we're good to go. From there, you just go to mining-dutch.nl and create yourself an account. Very easy. It's free. It takes a couple of seconds. You got to verify your email and all that stuff, which is why I've already done it. I didn't want to sit and wait and have you, watch me go through a bunch of email verification stuff. That's no fun. So I have done that, and I am now connected. I see that my miner is online. I am currently hashing at 40 terahashes a second, which is actually low. My Avalon dashboard shows I'm at 79.95 on standard mode, and so this will catch up. A lot of times it's like the average hash rate over like 30 minutes. And so once I've been on for a little while, it will catch up and it will start to display my actual hardware hash rate, and they will both line up. So that's the deal. We are officially mining for Bitcoin 2. But whatever you got, pretty easy to get connected, and you don't have to use Mining Dutch if you don't want to, or you don't like the name, or for some reason you get connected and you have a poor connection speed. Maybe reasons to go with other ones. But that's what we're doing here, and we are officially mining for this stuff. So what's going to happen? I don't know. Are we going to solve a block? That's number one. Are we going to get rich? I don't know. That's number two. But again, as far as these steps go, first things first, create a wallet. You do that by downloading Bitcoin 2 Core and going through all the steps. Once you've done the wallet, go to mining stats or miningpoolstats.stream, find yourself a nice pool. Once you've done that, get connected to the pool. Once you've done that, verify that you're connected to the pool. And there are a lot of different ways to do that. It all depends on the pool. So like with this one, you don't actually put in your wallet address. You use a worker name, and then it stores the money for you, and you actually withdraw the money once you have it. One of the things I actually like about this one is it will automatically convert it over to the crypto of my choice. So let's say I solve a block and I get Bitcoin 2, but I don't want it. It will automatically convert it to Bitcoin for me, and I can get Bitcoin out instead, so I don't have to go through the process of converting it elsewhere. Now, in this particular case, I actually want the Bitcoin 2. I don't want just a little, $100 worth of Bitcoin. I want that Bitcoin 2 because I want to see what it does. I want to have a few parked away for a rainy day and see if we can make some Lambo money with it. Maybe. I don't want a Lambo really, but Lambo money would be nice. And so that's pretty much it. Once you're connected and all that, you just sit back and relax. Keep an eye on your miner, keep an eye on your stats, make sure you're good to go, and then just, keep an eye on the price and all that. And that's kind of what this is all about. Giving you something to kind of look at and look forward to. You wake up every morning and you see, have you solved a block? You wake up and check the prices and see, are the prices going up? You're now invested in the thing, and that's what makes it exciting. Otherwise, you can always keep an eye on that stuff, like the price, for instance, and, from a curiosity level. But when you actually have some, when you're mining for it, it just makes it a little bit more exciting. And that's why I really like this stuff. So that's the deal. We are mining for Bitcoin 2, the coin of the future, maybe, or maybe not. So let me know if you bought any of this stuff, if you think it's the best thing in the world. Let me know if you think it's a piece of dog shit. You're not going to hurt my feelings either way. And let me know if you think it's worthwhile to mine for it or not. You're going to point your miner there for a week or two? Or are you going to go all in and buy a whole bunch of miners and point them all there and, try to amass as much Bitcoin Cash or Bitcoin 2 as you possibly can? If so, I'd be interested to know. I would also be interested to know if you solve a block. So if you're mining on this pool or another and you happen to solve a block and get some, leave me a comment, let me know. Love to hear success stories. I would also love to know which pool you used. Although the pool that you use really has no impact whatsoever on your ability to solve a block. It's really luck, and it's a matter of math, how much power you have and how much luck you have. So you either need a whole bunch of power or a whole bunch of luck, or a balance between the two. That's the only way this is going to work. If you don't have either of those things, you're screwed. So that's where we're at. This is my little discussion on the Bitcoin 2. And we're just going to see how it all goes. So we'll ride this thing out together. We'll see if anything exciting goes on. If there are any new revelations in the world of Bitcoin 2, I'll make another video talking about it. But As of right now, it's a wait and see game. Sit back and relax and see what happens. That's all I got for today, folks. Have a wonderful day.